So here is the thing. Western reviewers watched this anime and said it looks like Adventure Time. Japanese audiences called it God tier, a literal heart supplement. And somehow, both reactions are completely, totally right. It is called You and I Are Polar Opposites, in Japanese, Seihantai na Kimi to Boku. The whole premise is right there in the title, two people who could not be more different, slowly falling for each other. Miyu is loud, expressive, and wears every emotion on her face. Yusuke is quiet, blunt, and says exactly what he thinks with zero filter. She likes him and absolutely cannot say it. He would just say it and move on. Most romance anime drag out the will they won't they for 50 episodes. This one is more honest. Because the two of them are so opposite, every small misunderstanding, every tiny step closer, feels earned. The push and pull is the whole story. The original manga is by Kocha Agasawa, serialized on Shonen Jump Plus from 2022 to 2024, 8 volumes, over 2 million copies in print. It ranked third in the Manga Taisho, an award voted on by Japanese bookstore staff, who really know their stuff. Directed by Takayoshi Nagatomo, the first season aired from January to March 2026. And from the very first episode, one thing jumped out of everyone, East and West alike, the art style. The line work is clean, the palette is soft pastel, the character designs are simple and expressive. It does not look like your typical glossy, high-detail modern anime. It looks gentler, flatter, more like a storybook, and that choice is exactly what split the two audiences. To a lot of Western viewers, that clean pastel look immediately read as Western animation. One review specifically name-dropped Adventure Time, the expressive faces, the simple shapes, the warmth. To them, it felt familiar, like something made closer to home. Because for a Western audience, that visual familiarity lowers the barrier to entry. You do not need to be an anime veteran to feel at home here. The art quietly says, "Come on in, you already know this language." In Japan, the reaction was not "this looks Western," it was "this is God tier." Filmarks, Japan's big film and anime review platform, has it sitting at 4.3 out of 5, from over 9,000 reviews. Fans literally called it a heart supplement. On my anime list it sits at 8.1, on IMDb, 8.2. Those are strong, consistent scores across completely different audiences. This is not a show that one side loves and the other tolerates. Both sides genuinely rate it highly. Because they are reacting to different layers of the same thing. The West is responding to the surface, the accessible, almost Western-looking art. Japan is responding to the substance, the precise, deeply relatable emotional writing underneath. Miyu is the kind of character who feels everything at full volume. Her crush, her embarrassment, her joy, it is all right there on the surface. She is the heart of the show, and her inability to just confess is painfully, wonderfully relatable. Yusuke is her exact opposite. Reserved, direct, a little hard to read. But the more you watch, the more you realize his bluntness is not coldness, it is a different, quieter way of caring. Watching him slowly open up is the real payoff. Here's the part that I think is genuinely special. The push and pull between a loud girl and a blunt boy is not a Japanese feeling or a Western feeling. It is just a human one. That awkward, hopeful space before two people admit they like each other, everybody has lived it. A slice-of-life rom-com that hits identically across cultures is genuinely rare. Comedy travels badly, romance even worse, timing, tone, and social cues usually get lost in translation. This one does not. The core emotion survives the trip completely intact. For the West, the pastel look is a bridge, it makes manga storytelling feel approachable. For Japan, that same simplicity is a deliberate stylistic flex that lets the emotion breathe. One art choice, two completely different gifts. East and West are loving the exact same show, but for different reasons. The West loves how it looks, Japan loves how it feels. And because those two things are inseparable here, neither side is wrong. They are just standing at different doors of the same house. Season 2 premieres July 5, 2026, distributed internationally by Crunchyroll, so the global and Japanese audiences get to watch it grow at the same time. A cross-cultural hit, going into its second act, with both sides already on board. Because this is what the globalization of anime actually looks like, not anime becoming more Western, or the West becoming more anime, but a single work that genuinely speaks both languages at once. This show is a small, quiet proof of concept for that whole idea. A loud girl, a blood boy, a soft pastel world, and two audiences meeting in the middle. You and I are polar opposites is not special because it is complicated, it is special because it is simple, honest, and somehow universal. Miyu is voiced in Japanese by Seimi Suzushiro and Yusuke by Shogo Sakata, and the performances do a huge amount of quiet work. There is also a full English dub, with Celeste Perez and Brandon Acosta, so Western fans can meet these two in their own language, too. This started on Shonen Jump Plus, the digital-first platform that has quietly become a launchpad for some of the freshest manga of the last few years. Free, online, global from day one. That distribution model is part of why a title like this can find a worldwide audience so fast. When Japanese fans call something a heart supplement, they mean it almost medicinally, a show you take in small doses to feel better. It is high praise reserved for the gentlest, most restorative stories. The fact that this rom-com earned that label tells you everything about its tone. 2026 has been stacked with romance and slice-of-life anime, a genuinely crowded field. For a quiet, pastel rom-com to stand out, score in the 8s globally, and trend in both Japanese and Western circles at once, is not luck. It is the sign of a story that simply connects. Did you come for the Adventure Time art, or the god-tier feelings? East side or west side, drop it in the comments. If you enjoyed this breakdown, subscribe for long-form anime deep dives every single week.